We are here. Hi you guys, and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm sharing with you guys my January wrap up and my February TBR. I'm coming to you guys from my closet. My kids are trying to go to bed. My husband's playing his game in the room. I'm sipping on some tea because I'm recovering from, I don't know what I have, probably a cold. But I'm recovering from a cold, so I'm drinking some tea while I do this. I apologize about my voice, but I want to get this video up because the last day of the month is tomorrow, and I'm proud of myself for reading so much, like for really doing good this month. So I'm like, oh, okay, I need to still film my video. So I know I might look crazy. I just got back from going on a date with my husband. If you hear my husband in the back, don't mind him. He hasn't played his game in a while. So for those of you guys that don't know, a wrap-up is a conclusion of everything you read in that month. And a TBR is books that you want to read or to be read for the following month. Here I have the books I'm wrapping up, and here is my February TBR. I will share with you guys here in a moment. If you guys didn't see one of my last videos where I talked to you guys about my January TBR, it was these 4 books. And let's just say I met my goal for January. My goal was to read these 4 books, which are all physical copy forms, and I did that. I'm going to go in order from the first book I read physically, and then I'll go into my audiobooks. Okay, so the first book I read for 2025 was In 5 Years. This book was really good. I really enjoyed the writing. It was nice and short and straight to the point. I think in a prior video I explained what this book was about, but I'm not one to really talk too much about a book because I don't want any spoilers. But this was a cute book. I rated it 4 stars. The next book I read was When True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I loved this book. I rated it 5 stars. As you can see, I enjoyed all the quotes up in this book. It was super cute. I loved the characters in this book, and I swear I talked about this before, but the characters in this book were so good, and the conflict that arose was really good, and the way that it was resolved I thought was super cute, and so I really loved this book. This book was actually my January favorite. I had a lot of good books this month, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so my next book I spent most of January reading was the finale. This book is so thick, and it was the 3rd book that I have from the Caraval series. It was good. I rated it 4 stars, and just the length of time it took me to read it was ridiculous. I could not find an audio version of this book, so I did read all of it up until like the last 6 chapters. I finally found the audio, or had the audio available to me on Libby, but this book took me forever. I honestly didn't even know how I would be able to finish this book by January, but thankfully I did. It was really good. It's just that it's thick, and I have 3 kids, and I teach all day long, 5 days a week, and I don't know, it was just a little hard, but I'm proud of myself for getting through this still, and I am glad for completing that series. I know they have a novella, I think it's called Spectacular. Honestly, if I ever come across that book, I may only read it because it's short, but honestly, the Caraval world is a lot, and so this last book, the first and last book, were my favorite. The last book on my January TBR that I read was The 7-Year Slip. This was honestly super close to being one of my top picks for January. This book was super good. I did not expect it to be this good, and I honestly think I'm giving this a 5-star rating. Between this and the Taylor Jenkins Reid, those books are both really good. I really enjoyed reading both of those books, and so I am rating this 5 stars. Okay, so those were the 4 books I had on my TBR that I got to read, but I also did read 3 other books, audiobooks. And so the first audiobook I read this year was Becoming by Michelle Obama. I rated that 5 stars. It was a really good memoir, getting to know Michelle Obama as the First Lady, but also her past and her upbringings. The second book I listened to was The 5-Star Weekend by, what's her name? Hildebrand? Erin Hildebrand? I can't think of the name right now, but I don't have the book because I don't even have my phone in here. And I thought this book was super good. I gave it a 4 stars. So I'm really off to a good start with my reads this year. And that's exciting because it's making me want to continue to read. But that book was really good. It was about this girl that became really popular making cooking videos during the pandemic, and her and a group of friends go out, and she invites one of her followers. Their follower ends up being someone that her husband was talking to before he passed away. It's a really good book, and I was really into it. I kind of wish I had the physical copy, but I just heard it on Libby. Okay, and then the last audiobook that I listened to and I also loved was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think it's by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That book was so good. I wish I had the physical book of these books that I'm reading on audio or that I'm listening to, but I don't, and I think it's so good. Like, I enjoyed that book. It was almost a 5-star, to be honest. Actually, I don't know. Well, I rated it 4, but there was really nothing bad about it. Like, why did I not rate it 5? I'm gonna double check what I think about that book, but I really enjoyed that book. So, today is currently January 30th. In total, for the month of January, I have read 7 books. I'm so proud of myself because not only did I go back to work early January after finishing my winter break, I went back to work. I have 3 children. I cook, and I don't really clean, but I cook. And I come home and I be tired, but I have found time to continue reading, which is really impressive because there was a time in my life where I couldn't do anything else for myself because it was all about my kids. And I've learned to balance. I'm working on it still, but I've learned to balance life a lot better to where I get the flexibility to be comfortable reading at home, or even finding ways to read when I'm not at home, like my audiobooks. I'm extremely proud of myself. And so let's go into my February TBR. I'm not gonna lie, I picked 4 books again, but these 4 books are thick, and I think I might be setting myself up for failure with this one. Look at this hefty girl. Okay, let's get started. So starting off the top of the month, I'm getting into ACOTAR. This is the first book in the ACOTAR series, A Court of Thorn and Roses. I'm extremely excited. I have had this series sitting on my bookshelf for a while now. My husband bought it for me a while back, and I've just been waiting for the perfect time to get started. I'm ready. It's a whole series. If you don't know, I think there's like 5 or 6 books in the series. I don't remember, but and this is the first one. So I'm reading this for the month of February, and then of course I'm going to get into some love books, so I'm going to be reading Wild Love. This is by Elsie Silver, and I'm excited to read this book. This is the first book in her series. I don't remember the name of the series, but this is book 1 of 3. I don't think the third one has came out yet, but I'm going to get started on this book series. And then while I was picking my books for my February TBR, my son thought it was a good idea to select a book. So he selected The Last Love Note. He said there was an airplane on it and he likes airplanes. So he said, "Mama, read this book." So I put this on my TBR, and I thought it was a good pick because it looks like it will be a love story. And then my husband thought it was a good idea to pick a book. So he picked my newest book that I purchased, which is The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. This book is hefty, and I think I'm going to save her for the end because this month I do have a test to take at the middle of the month, and it is a shorter month, and each of these books, honestly, within themselves is pretty thick. And so I'm going to do my best to read through these books and just try my best. When it comes to audiobooks, honestly, whatever I'm feeling in the moment is a book I will listen to, and I will just add it to the books that I've read for the month. But these are actually my physical TBR goals for the month of February. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. Sorry again for my voice, you guys. I'm recovering from whatever has taken me out all week long. Sorry about my appearance. It's bedtime. I'm tired. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below on some books you would like to read for the month of February. And let's see how well we read. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.